Hey everyone, hello. So for today's video, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and enduring symbols in human history, the Ouroboros, the serpent that eats its own tail. This simple yet haunting image, a snake devouring itself, has appeared across cultures and millennia. But behind that strange image lies a profound truth that life, death, and rebirth are all parts of one endless cycle, interconnected. The word Ouroboros comes from the Greek word aura, meaning tail, and boros, meaning eat. Quite literally, it translates to the tail eater. It's often depicted as a circular serpent and sometimes a dragon devouring its own tail, forming a perfect loop. And this circular form represents eternity, infinity, and the unity of all things. The Ouroboros is not just about destruction, it's about renewal. The snake consumes itself, but in doing so, it constantly recreates itself. It is both the end of the end and the beginning, life and death, creation and decay, all happening simultaneously. One of the earliest known depictions of the Ouroboros dates back over 3,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. In Egyptian symbolism, the serpent was deeply spiritual, connected to both creation and the afterlife. The Ouroboros appeared on the tomb of Tutankhamun, encircling the sun god Ra as he journeys through the underworld. To the Egyptians, it symbolized the eternal cycle of the sun, dying each night and reborn each morning. It was also seen as a representation of the universe renewing itself, much like the seasons or the Nile's flooding, death feeding life and life feeding death. And the Ouroboros also appears in another form, Norse mythology. It was called Jormungandr, which is the world serpent. According to legend, Jormungandr was so massive that it encircled the entire earth and held its own tail in its mouth. It lived in the ocean surrounding Midgard, the realms of humans. But his story carries a darker twist. When he finally releases his tail, it's said that Ragnarok, the end of the world, will begin. The great serpent's death will bring destruction, but from that destruction, a new world will rise. A perfect example of the Ouroboros' cyclical theme. And then later, during the medieval and Renaissance periods, the Ouroboros took on new meaning through the study of alchemy. Alchemy wasn't just about turning metals into gold, it was a spiritual science of transformation. The Ouroboros became a symbol of self-reflection, wholeness, and the eternal process of creation and destruction. One famous alchemist text from the 15th century shows the Ouroboros encircling the words one is all and all is one. This phrase beautifully captures the heart of the symbol, that everything in existence is connected, part of one continuous cycle. In alchemy, the Ouroboros also represents the idea of self-consuming process of transformation. How we must metaphorically die to our old selves to be reborn into something higher or purer. Even today, the Ouroboros continues to appear in philosophy, art, psychology, and pop culture. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychoanalyst, saw the Ouroboros as a symbol of the self, representing the process of individuation, where one integrates the conscious and the unconscious mind to become whole. You can even see echoes of the Ouroboros in modern science, like the idea of energy conservation, where nothing is ever truly lost, only transformed. So, what can we learn from this ancient symbol today? The Ouroboros reminds us that life is not linear, it's circular. Endings aren't failures, and beginnings aren't random. They are all part of the same endless motion. It tells us that destruction and creation are two sides of the same coin, that even in loss or chaos, something new is forming. And most importantly, it reminds us that everything from stars to cells, from nature to spirit, is deeply interconnected. In a way, we are all Ouroboros, constantly shedding our old selves, learning, growing, and transforming. So yeah, that's it about the Ouroboros. If you enjoyed exploring the mysteries today, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, and maybe even leave a comment or two. It really helps my channel to grow. Anyways, everyone, take care, and until next time, remember, endings are only the beginnings in disguise. All right, everyone, take care. Peace.